Today I am happy to present to you a story in 3 parts. First, we have the running mate of the worst presidential candidate in the history of the United States of America, no contest. Back in March 2025, revealing his true colours and his nature, celebrating the then decline of Tesla stock, one of the bigger employers in the United States, one of the most innovative companies in the United States. And here's what Tim had to say at the time, keeping in mind, as far as we are aware, Tim isn't known for his own investing prowess. In fact, he doesn't actually own any investments at all, not even a home, let alone any stocks.
Saying on my phone, I don't know, some of you know this on the iPhone, they've got that little stock app. I added Tesla to it to give me a little boost during the day. 225 and dropping. So.
What a wretched individual. Well, that was part 1. Part 2, enter Nick Shirley. Unless you've been living under a rock, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. After Nick Shirley's expose on the truly unbelievable, widespread and brazen fraud occurring in Minnesota that surely Tim was aware of. Some guy with 3 first names soon after noticed Minnesota was trending on X, not just trending on X, but trending on X in Australia, meaning this was global news. He wrote at the time, December 27th, Tim Walz is cooked. Nick Shirley's fraud expose has gone global. That's part 2. Are you ready for part 3? The conclusion to this delightful story.
Major breaking political news out of St. Paul, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Tim Walz will not seek re-election as governor, and what a fall from grace this has been for him. You might recall in the spring of 2023, he pushed through several progressive ideas to the state legislature that caught the attention of Barack Obama, who went to Twitter to give his endorsement for the programs, which eventually caught the attention of people like Kamala Harris, who chose him to be her running mate as the vice president. Introduced in Chicago at the convention in August of last year, a debate that was an absolute disaster with J.D. Vance at one point called himself a knucklehead. But after reportedly billions of dollars have been stolen from taxpayers by way of the state of Minnesota, Tim Walz says he will not seek a 3rd term.
So I guess 450 and dropping out. Good riddance. As they say, karma's a bitch. And now that we're done with that, something we'll be seeing a lot more of, no doubt. Tesla Cybercabs spotted at night, shot in super slow-mo at 4K. I guess maybe we should send this footage to the co-CEO of Waymo, who, in what has got to be one of the all-time own goals, just a month or so prior to Tesla's Robotaxi service launching in Austin, Texas, in a very strange and somewhat snarky response to an interviewer on CNBC, seemed to imply that she is severely brain damaged, technologically retarded, and believes that Tesla vehicles can't see at night. I mean, look, maybe I interpreted this response in a way it wasn't intended. What do you guys think? Was she implying Tesla vehicles can't see at night, and or that she's just completely brain dead, has no idea what she's talking about, and is clearly out of her depth?
What do you make of their approach, which is no LiDAR, no remote assistance, no mapped routes, versus what Waymo's doing, which is LiDAR, mapped routes, city by city?
I think it's been really important for us to prove out the safest path to doing this. You know, asking people to trust us, asking people to put their children, their families in a Waymo vehicle without a human behind the wheel is a brand new product category. It's a brand new experience. So for us, there's no reason to eliminate aspects that make it safe. And so that's what we've been laser focused on, is what is the safest path to doing this? Now, we're the only company that starting October of 2020 removed the driver. And so there's probably a lot of ways it can be done, but we're the only ones that have done it. And we've been doing it 24 hours a day for almost 5 years. And so to us, it's really important to focus on safety, not to focus on safety and then cost, not cost and then safety.
So does that mean that you think Tesla's focusing on cost and then safety? It's taking a backseat perhaps? What makes you believe that maybe their strategy with no LiDARs is less safe today?
I think that it's less of a focus on them and more of a focus on what we've learned, which is that you have to be able to see at night. You have to be able to have this vision that's better than humans, right? Like what we're doing is we're replacing humans. We're not asking you to sit behind the wheel and take over the vehicle at a really vulnerable moment.
Right.
Instead, we're inviting you to sit in the back seat, relax and unwind, and get safely to your destination. That's a very different value proposition, but it's one that requires belts and suspenders, and that's the approach that we've taken.
Right. And I mean, I've been covering the industry for a long time. I saw what happened.
So let me give you my best interpretations of these comments from this absolutely competent co-CEO of Waymo. It appeared to me, a deluded Tesla fanboy who obviously can't think clearly, that she was doing her best to throw shade at Tesla, to imply that Tesla was cutting costs at the cost of safety, which I'll get to, seemed to suggest that Tesla was really just trying to make something cheap and not safe, and Waymo's doing it the right way, the safe way, and also that Tesla vehicles can't see at night. So a few things. She's obviously unaware or intentionally avoided mentioning, but more likely just unaware, that years ago, Tesla discovered that multiple sensors caused confusion and actually made the software less safe. Tesla literally disabled radar in their existing fleet of vehicles after realizing it made the software less safe to focus on vision only because it improved the safety of the vehicles. They did a whole fucking autistic presentation on this. She then goes on to imply that Waymos are clearly safer because we have a clusterfuck of sensors and therefore more sensors equals safer. Therefore, the only possible explanation for Tesla not having a clusterfuck of sensors, again ignoring or unaware of the fact that it was causing sensor confusion and made the software less safe, is that they're just cutting corners to save money because they don't care about your safety. But we do. P.S. They can't even see at night. There's two things that are extremely funny about this. Number one, I mean, obviously she had no idea what she was talking about. That doesn't even count as one though. Number one, we've just seen the footage of Tesla Cybercabs operating at night, but we've also got years of evidence of Tesla's FSD supervised operating safely, intervention-free at night in Model 3s and Model Ys throughout the United States and elsewhere. I mean, those comments about being able to see at night never made sense. I don't know if she's actually that dumb. And she probably is. Maybe she didn't earn this co-CEO role. Maybe, I don't know how she would end up in the role otherwise, but she doesn't seem very competent, at least technologically speaking, because that's a bit of a rookie error to imply that vision can't see at night. I mean, what do you think fucking humans are doing at night, you idiot? 2 cameras. We can see at night, called headlights and streetlights. And even if the streetlights are out, our vehicle's got headlights. We can see at night with our eyes. But a little over 6 months after this truly delightful clip went to air, power goes out in the city of San Francisco and the entire fleet of Waymo vehicles ceases to operate. Not just ceases to operate, which that's a bit awkward. No, but breakdown in the middle of the roads, blocking traffic, blocking emergency vehicles. What was that about safety and prioritizing safety and not cutting corners? Hello? Truly the biggest own goal of all time. Or it's got to be up there, right? I'm always going to call a spade and a moron. And the co-CEO of Waymo is absolutely, unquestionably the latter. What a numpty. More footage captured here. Get used to it because this is what the future of roads across the entire planet will look like. While we're on the subject of autonomous vehicles, here's Jensen Huang of NVIDIA with a big announcement.
Today we're announcing Autonomy, the world's first thinking, reasoning autonomous vehicle AI. Autonomy is trained end-to-end, literally from camera in to actuation out.
Well, that sounds extremely familiar. End-to-end, video in, actuation out. Exactly what Tesla has done with FSD since their rewrite version 12, about 2 years or so ago now.
The camera in, lots and lots of miles that are driven by itself, where we human drive it, driven using human demonstration. And we have lots and lots of miles that are generated by Cosmos. In addition to that, hundreds of thousands of examples are labeled very, very carefully so that we could teach the car how to drive. Alpha Mayo does something that's really special. Not only does it take sensor input and activates steering wheel, brakes, and acceleration, it also reasons about what action it is about to take. It tells you what action it's going to take, the reasons by which it came about that action, and then, of course, the trajectory. All of these are coupled directly and trained very specifically by a large combination of human-trained and as well as Cosmos-generated data. The result of it is just really incredible.
So what I'm hearing so far from Jensen, who I admire and greatly respect, absolute unit, by the way. Let me know if anyone's been aware of this company long enough to know what I mean when I say Riva, or perhaps its successor, TNT, many OGs. Incredible stuff. But what I'm hearing from Jensen here is, hello everybody. If you're too dumb to have realized you should be licensing FSD from Tesla, we are officially announcing that we are copying Tesla's homework. We can help you solve autonomy if you're too dumb to have already arranged to license FSD from Tesla. Are you dumb? Great. Well, we have the solution for you. Now, from an NVIDIA point of view, this is good business. You could bait a bunch of extremely dumb companies that should have already had these conversations with Tesla a few years ago. Huge opportunity here. I do have a question, which is, where's the real world data going to come from? Obviously, there'll be some vehicles, there'll be some partnerships, but what's the plan for NVIDIA to supplement the generative scenarios via Cosmos with substantial real world data?
Not only does your car drive as you would expect it to drive, and it drives so naturally because it learned directly from human demonstrators, but in every single scenario, when it comes up to the scenario, it reasons about, it tells you what it's going to do, and it reasons about what's about to do. Now, the reason why this is so important is because of the long tail of driving. It's impossible for us to simply collect every single possible scenario for everything that could ever happen in every single country, in every single circumstance that's possibly ever going to happen for all of population. However, it is very likely that every scenario, if decomposed into a whole bunch of other smaller scenarios, are quite normal for you to understand. And so these long tails will be decomposed into quite normal circumstances that the car knows how to deal with. It just needs to reason about it.
Well, I mean, you got to respect his honesty. He's tacitly admitted we don't really have the ability to collect enough data to match Tesla's real-world data stream to collect edge cases. So we're not going to try. Instead, our approach will be to just generate enough scenarios at a general level for the vehicles to learn how to deal with any potential scenarios, which in principle, and this is how humans learn how to drive. We can encounter a situation we've never seen exactly as it appears in front of us for the first time and generally know how to handle it. So it seems Jensen's admitting to having a massive disadvantage versus Tesla's real-world data stream. He straight up used the word impossible in reference to the ability to collect enough edge cases to cover every conceivable scenario. Impossible?
It's impossible for us to simply collect every single possible scenario for everything that could ever happen in every single country, in every single circumstance.
He then goes on to explain the solution, because obviously they can't collect the data, literally impossible. Let's just hope that this wasn't a Freudian slip and that Jensen just hasn't quite been getting enough sleep lately when he said this.
It is very likely that every scenario, if decomposed into a whole bunch of other smaller scenarios, are quite normal for you to understand.
So let's recap here. NVIDIA's CEO in this presentation admits, bro, there is no way we can get the real world data. Not enough. Can't do it. Sorry, not happening. By the way, Tesla can, is, and does. But we think, allegedly, that we may have a solution, which would be to just supplement the meager amount of real world data we could collect, because we don't have a fleet of 8+ million vehicles on roads, although Tesla does. We could just supplement this with some simulated data or some edge-ish cases, but also if our AI is smart enough, then maybe it can just figure out how to deal with any scenario, even if we haven't trained it on a bunch of real-world scenarios that it may yet encounter. We don't know for sure. We can't make any promises, but we do think it will work. So we're happy to take your money and try. And if you're too dumb to realize there's a company that's already illegally operating robotaxis and that there are tens, if not hundreds of thousands of videos of intervention-free drives all over the place, it's improving rapidly and widely, and they can collect the real-world data as well, I mean, please partner with us. So again, I'm no hater here. NVIDIA, great company. Jensen, an absolute G, going after a big opportunity. It's there for the taking, but it seems that NVIDIA are attempting to compete and partner with companies that were too stupid to agree to license FSD from Tesla. Let me put something on the record. I don't know if this will happen, but if it turns out that real-world data is actually important, imagine this. NVIDIA, currently flush with cash, printing billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars of profits every few milliseconds, approximately. If at some point they discover, oh, we can't actually simulate everything, we do need the real-world data. You know which company is the only company that has that real-world data? Tesla. If Tesla has the real-world data stream and NVIDIA has very deep pockets and lots of customers bound at the table going, bro, you said you thought it would work. Where's our autonomy? There is a possibility for NVIDIA to at least approach Tesla, possibly on their hands and knees, requesting to license access to Tesla's real-world data stream. This is possibly a low probability outcome, especially if XAI and Tesla partner and have an exclusive data licensing and sharing agreement, which I've proposed in the past. But this highlights one of the truly underappreciated assets that isn't on Tesla's balance sheet, doesn't appear in their quarterly financials, but is worth unfathomable amounts to the company. An absolute goldmine of unrecognized value, which is the data. I've been pounding the table on this since I started the channel. People don't widely recognize this. So, while this may be a low probability outcome, both NVIDIA seeking to license and or Tesla even considering agreeing to license the data, I did want to put this on the record as a possibility. You heard it here first, folks. Want more content? Early access? A bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 has been part of my daily health protocol for almost half a decade. It's packed full of vitamins and minerals and helps me fill in nutritional gaps while supporting energy, digestion, and immune function. It also has prebiotics and probiotics to promote gut health. I take my health very seriously, and so should you. Try AG1 today by visiting drinkag1.com/SMR or click the link in the pinned comment and enjoy a free welcome kit with vitamin D3 plus K2 and AG1 travel packs. That's drinkag1.com/SMR.